Everybody, and welcome to Wordpool. I'm here today to show you how Wordpool works, the main features, and how to get the most fit for yourself and your students. So I've just set up a new account, and it's brought me to this games area. It's where I can select a game. This is the basis of Wordpool. It's to allow students and teachers to play games with their students with words that have been encountered recently. So the first thing we need to do is to add some new words, and then we'll be able to play our first game. So I'm going to just go to words by clicking this button down here. And I can see this is just an example word card, which shows the types of information we can add to a new word. So I'm just going to go ahead and add another word here. A very simple word. I'm going to add cat. Okay, so I've added the word. You can see the word has now appeared in this panel, which we would call our word card. Now this word card, we can add various amounts of information. But I've already got a little bit up here. So it's A1. This is using the Common European Framework of Languages. And A1 basically means that cat is a very common word, and a learner would be expected to know that at a very early stage of their learning. We can see it's a noun, and I've got a plus button here. Now this plus button and this add field button do exactly the same thing. We've got it twice, that's because it's very important. So if I go ahead and click on this, I've got various information fields I can add to the word cat. Now all of these, or most of these fields, will go ahead and be able to make a question automatically with the word. So if I add a translation first, I'm actually in Portugal at the moment, so I'm going to add the translation into Portuguese of cat. Now this will be one question type. Let me go ahead and add another. Let me add a definition. An animal that people, sorry, my typing is very slow and bad, like to keep as a pet. Okay, so there I have my definition. Oh, I'm going to edit this actually, because I don't think this is clear enough. It's 3 letters, it could be dog. So I'm just going to, it's my own definition. I'm going to say not a dog. That's a bit clearer for me and my students. Okay, so I have a translation, a definition. Now let me just add an example sentence so we can see the full range of games that we might be able to play. A good example might be, I'm going to personalize this. The idea of Wordpool is that it's a notebook for the learner and for the teacher with the learners, so they can collaborate on what's a good example. And a good example for me would be my first pet was a cat named Charlie. Don't worry, this is not any of my personal passwords. Right, let's go. Now we can see that cat has been underlined and made bold. That means that when I play the game, this word is going to be removed, and I'm going to have to remember the word to put it into the right space. Okay, so that's it. We've got a word. I can technically play a game now. So I'll begin by showing you flashcard run. So if I click on flashcard run, now it's telling me I've got 2 words, which I have. I've got cat and I've got welcome. So I can change. I'm going to change the duration to 30 seconds. And these are the question types I can have. If you remember on welcome, I had an image, so I have an image question. a definition. I have definitions for cat and welcome. Translation. I have a translation for cat. And family member. Well, let's see what that could be as we go on. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to leave all of these highlighted. I can turn them on or off. And if I turn them off, it means I won't get questions with that question type. So if I just want to do a game with translations, I can turn them all off. And there I only have the translation. It's gone down to 1 because I only have a translation for cat. But I'm going to turn them all on so we can see what we might get. And then I just click play solo because I'm just demonstrating here, but you might like to host for your group. So click play solo. And here we go. What's gato in English? Well, luckily I know that one. What's an adjective of welcome? Well, let me have a go at this, see if I can remember. I think it would be welcoming. Someone is very welcoming. And I got them both correct. So I have a longest streak, which is 2 answers correct in a row. My quickest answer was 6.33 seconds. I am a very slow typer, as you have seen. So if I'm playing against someone else, I am sure to be beaten. And then I can see my results. And I can actually view a report. So imagine if you're a teacher, you can view the report just here. And if you have more players, you can see how each individual has done. Okay. So if I just close that tab, I come back to my games and I can come back to my words. And then I might decide to add a bit more information. Here, I can edit the word. I can add a tag. So I might, for cat, I'm going to add the tag animals. That's saved. And now if you imagine if I've got lots of words here, I might be able to select animals and then welcome disappears because it's no longer in that category, and I can just play games with the animals that I've added. Now when I play a game, I will only get cat coming up as the option. So if I click flashcard run again, you can see my number of questions has been reduced and I only have a translation and a definition. Okay, let me close that. So that's flashcard run. Flashcard run is probably the type of game that you're all familiar with already. You have one piece of information and it requires you to remember the word. Now let's play exemplar. Exemplar is a little bit different. Exemplar uses any example sentences you might have given. So I've only got one word, cat. And this is the head word. I will do a more advanced video on the games individually later. So play again. Let's play solo. So my first pet was named Charlie. Well, luckily I know that because I remember my childhood very well. It was a cat named Charlie. And there I get my score again. Okay, and again I could review the report if I wished. I don't want to this time. So if I just close that tab, I come back to the games page. Down here I get last played, so I can always be reminded of how I did and what I did with the previous games. And go back to words, and I might just add other words now related to, let's do some words related to cat. So I might add purr, add quick definition, the sound a cat makes when it's happy. Okay, so I'm also going to put this as the tag animals. So now I have 2 words in the animals tag. Remember, I have this on. If I uncheck this, then I get all the words again. But I can just tag all the words to do with animals. And that's it. Now if I play another very quick game, if I click the translation off, you can see I've still got 2 questions because I've got 2 words with definitions. So play solo once again. What noun is this? An animal that people like to keep as a pet, not a dog. Thank you, that's a cat. And what noun or verb is this? The sound a cat makes when it's happy. Purr. Oh, I'm doing very well. Excellent. Okay. Close this tab again. And that's Wordpool. Hopefully it'll be useful to you if you're a teacher, for your students, and if you're a learner. This is a great way to keep a notebook, which is perhaps a little bit more interactive than a good old-fashioned paper and pencil notebook. Okay, so thank you, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.